What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Bingetown TV and our coverage of Crunchyroll, Kiss Anime, Nine Animes, Jujutsu Kaisen. So this is going to be coverage of what episodes 13 and 14, which are also episodes 37 and 38. It's Red Scale and Fluctuations. Big combat episodes. So basically, there's three fights across two episodes. The first fight is just Yuji and Choso, which is the whole episode 13/37 Red Scale. Obviously named Red Scale for a certain or for a certain reason, rather. I love this fight. The fight takes up the whole episode. I went back
Fire.
and reread it, and the art in it is fantastic. It was just fun. It's just great stuff. So just the whole floor is open. Literally everything about this episode, this fight. Let's just tackle it all.
Oh my god, this fight was incredible. I mean, I feel like I'm just repeating everything I say from the previous episode, but just the animations have been incredible in this season. I was blown away by this fight, to be honest. I honestly wasn't expecting much out of Chozo. I know he is one of like the big bads because he rolls around with Jogo,
Yeah.
Hanami, and all of them. So I understand that he is a big bad. I guess it's just hard for me to wrap my head around, a human on the villain side being that strong. And here we are with Chozo and because his brothers were, while they were a tough fight for Yuji, I just feel like in the grand scheme of things, I felt like maybe they were a little weaker, and that's why my expectations for Chozo maybe were a little weaker, and that's why they were far exceeded in this fight, if that makes sense.
Well, he's the big bro, man.
Yeah.
He's a beast. I love Choso. I love this fight. I think his power is so fucking cool, and their whole interaction. And Yuji, man, he's grown so much. And I like how he mentioned, like, my intuitions tell me that if I don't do this and that, then I'm gonna die right here. I don't know. It's just everything about the fight was so well done. The animation, like you said, was fantastic. His power, the way they animated it, like when I was reading the manga, like I don't remember him just like pointing. I wish I could stand my mic up, but like pointing and using it kind of like a laser. Like that was
Yeah,
so
I
cool.
agree.
Yeah.
And then like when Yuji was running away and he was like making circles so the fucking debris
Oh
would come
yeah.
down, like that was so cool.
That was genius. I
And
thought that was a
and
nice touch.
he is got to be like semi grade special cursed or whatever.
Oh,
Like
easily.
he's above one, I think. And
It's
Yuji stood his ground, man. Oh my god. But the ending of the fight was a little peculiar. Do you guys watch the after the credits scene of the fight?
No, definitely not.
maybe
I'll
not.
just tell you guys, Gojo's or Ghetto's two little minion women girls like pull up to the body and you're like, oh, like let's do what we got to do.
They did that as an after credit scene.
Yeah, to Yuji.
Interesting.
I
Yeah,
didn't see that. Okay.
I was
probably
anticipating
a-
that scene. I thought it would just open up the next time we see Yuji with that.
it
but that's
probably will
interesting.
open up the next
Oh, that's
episode
fair.
because I have to comment. I like how this episode started up with Yuji running to the station and he ran into his name escapes me always, the guy with the
Maki
mouth.
or something like that. Maki.
He's like, Ro.
No, yeah.
Salmon. Salmon.
Yeah.
It's so funny. But
I mean,
the end of last episode ended with him just pulling up at the station. This was a lot cooler
Dude, the
seeing him.
slow mo of him jumping down and just he like sees the feet of his enemy and he just immediately puts up like a stance and Chozo immediately hits the blood
I love
laser.
that.
It was
yeah, when
so
he was like
Here's
I
some blood.
like my dodging it is 50-50, so I might as well like dictate when he actually starts shooting it.
Yeah,
love
that's
that.
what
When
I
he
was.
jumps-
That's the part
yeah,
I was
when
trying
he
to
jumps
talk
in
about.
the air and then he right when he lands, he's like, all right, we get it.
it's
I
so
just love
sick.
how the fight just devolves into them just beating the shit out of each other in a bathroom. It's just fucking so badass. The amount of times that they just like square up perfectly and like their hands are like right next to each other and it's just bang and they just start going. I love it. I thought they animated it really fun and like the way that Yuji uses the environment was great. Like the handicap bars in the stalls, like he's using the doors as cover.
And Mekamaru coming up
Mekamaru,
clutch
yeah.
too. Yeah,
That was
Yeah.
very clutch.
stole your thunder there.
That was good.
Great deduction there from Mekamaru. It was just because he said, well, there's like a 10% chance that this works. Of course it's going to work. When they give me the odds like that, it's just always going to work out in our favor.
And I like how Mekamaru had the base knowledge of his classmate who has that same power.
Yes,
and,
that was something to look out
That
for.
was cool, because we've seen this power before, but I think Choso does it way
Does that
better.
mean that the classmate and Chozo are somehow related.
No, I think Choso is a cursed womb like his brothers. Like he's just like
Yeah.
Oh, is he a cursed womb? I for some reason
Yeah.
I always thought he was human. I guess it's
He just
because
he
he
looks the most human. Yeah.
he's like the most advanced out of
I didn't-
like his brothers.
I actually did not know that. Okay, so that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
But yeah,
They got
the
that-
fact that the speed of the shot comes out at like far superior than the speed of sound is so badass. What was I? Oh, it's funny that we're getting this power too as we're watching Gen V
Yeah.
with Marie.
I know.
Marie,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was actually thinking the same.
I'm watching. I'm like, oh, if Marie ever got to this level of power, game over.
Well, his is better because he can
100%.
he can like use he doesn't bleed constantly for it to work. Like
I was
keep
wondering that
reusing the
too.
blood
Yeah.
and the whole compressed thing, or what's the
Yeah.
word he used?
Convergence.
Convergence. Yeah, convergence. Like it just works a lot better.
He just like summons pools of blood, it feels like.
Well, no, he engages it, but then like he uses the amount that's in play.
Like, yeah. He pulls.
'Cause you
it off
saw
to
him
splatter
pulling
off
it
the
off,
wall and
like he
stuff.
kept pulling it off the wall and
You're
stuff.
right,
Like
you're right.
again, that was
Yeah.
something in the manga that was never
Clear.
very explicit to me.
Mhm.
And I like how explicit it is in the anime. It's so cool. It makes
Yeah,
I mean,
but he
the
pulls
power is
the-
so
like,
cool.
he pulls his arm back and all the blood's coming back. It's like a
Yeah.
Kamehameha coming to his hand.
One of my favorite moments from the fight, and I thought they nailed it, is when Yuji gets stabbed in the foot by the blood blade, and then just kicks the foot like
Oh,
into his
yeah.
head. Yeah, it's just like so badass.
It's like
just-
Naruto grabbing the Kabuto's knife.
Yeah,
It's-
literally, and he just uses it to attack with. I thought it was so fun.
Can we revisit Yuji's like double punch thing for a second? So basically, he's just his curse energy. He can't match it to his speed of his fists yet, right? Because he's still
So
a
it just, like,
novice.
rebounds.
Okay.
That's
All right.
interesting.
That's for
basically.
anybody watching that maybe needs a refresher from season 1.
Yeah,
That's what it
this, Yeah,
is.
this is the first time they've brought it up in a little bit. I
Yeah,
think. I don't
exactly.
remember the like grasshopper guy.
No, they
commenting
didn't
on it.
bring it up.
Yeah, he wasn't smart enough.
He's not clever enough.
Yeah, he was not
Yuji-
clever enough.
Yuji got fucked on, man.
Yes, he
was
did.
that the final blow that Yuji does that gets blocked? Was that him Chozo just that was just his blood that he was hiding, I guess,
Yeah.
and he knew I took it as he knew that Yuji purposely wasn't using his left and he was waiting for that moment. Like he had been storing that blood there for that moment because he knew Yuji was going to use his left. And when he did, like that was completely what decided the fight here is
Seemed
because
like
he
it.
kind of
Probably.
understood that.
Yeah, it didn't seem like he could like move the blood like in like an instant like that.
He only
You know,
can
it felt
control
like
his
he
blood.
like prepared it into his hand, and then like it feels like it would be pre-prepared on his rib cage.
I like that little detail how he cladded his arm
Yeah, I like it.
in,
They had
in
like
blood.
the internal or like the narrator that was like like doing that is dangerous physically to him, but like Yuji is more dangerous. So like he has to like take that like potentially negative technique because it's just like we're just brawling in the bathroom, baby.
It was cool how both of them were starting to use the coagulated blood explosions to their advantage, like trying to blind one another
Mhm.
when he would whip it out for that quick second and then it would
Yeah.
explode. It was so cool.
What'd you think about Yuji getting like his shoulder torn off?
I
Sukuna's
mean,
gonna
this is
get
the
him,
second
but
time.
that's
It's
fine.
funny because Luke is actually now watching Jujutsu Kaisen for the first time. He's on episode 3, and episode 4 is the cursed womb episode, which is
Yeah.
so fantastic. I can't wait for him to get through that. But it's the same situation as that. Like Yuji just gets completely fucked on. But I know Sukuna is gonna. He has to save
He's
him.
gonna
I feel
bail
like.
him out. Yeah, even while reading, I'm like, I never got truly scared
Yeah.
because I knew that there will
Yeah.
be a
I mean,
catch.
The only big
He even
question
shows
mark,
up at the end of the episode.
yeah,
yes,
which
so
is the first
that's-
time this season, which is a big deal.
Which I wanted to say, he looks kind of like Madara. Also looked like Emu from One Piece a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Those are the comparisons I got, but I guess we can go right into it after the finishing blow to Chozo, which wasn't very clear. And I guess I'll throw out some theories in my head that
Yeah.
I guess my one question that I'll have before I start throwing out theories is, does Chozo only control his blood? Can he?
Yes.
Okay, he couldn't like cut Yuji open and start controlling his blood. It's only his, I believe.
To my knowledge, no.
I'm just, I
Because he
think,
can only probably imbue his own blood with curse energy.
I'm just wondering if Yuji's blood mixed with his, which is also Sukuna's blood,
Mhm.
and that just kind of overwhelmed, like just the power quote unquote of Sukuna's blood was just too much for Chozo. Is he dead? So is because you gave us that post credit scene, was he like lying there dead?
I don't think Choso ever dealt the finishing blow because he got
I'm not
tricked up
saying
by those.
He doesn't even
visions.
say. Yeah.
Yuji's alive. I'm talking about Chozo in this post credit scene. You said that the girls
No,
are
the
there.
girls pull up to Yuji's body.
Oh, Yuji's body. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
Chozo is definitely still just wandering
Chozo's
around
alive.
feeling like shit. Okay, and
Yeah,
we
he's
don't
just
know what
mentally broken a bit.
I think it
It's
definitely
just-
has something to do. And the whole fucking okay. And then I'm also remembering the fucking weird ass scene where he's like, I have these memories that aren't real, and it's just Yuji just feeding him food.
They're just having
It's-
dinner. Yeah. At the
I don't
picnic
know.
table.
I don't know how to take it. The only
Looked
thing
like
I
an
can
old
think
home
of,
movie. It
the
was really
only
funny.
I
thing I
actually
can think
thought
of.
they did such a good job of making the animation look vintage.
Yeah. Oh,
I have
100%.
I was like, oh, I feel like I'm watching like. Have you guys ever watched Monster or read it?
No.
Yes.
I've read Monster and I'm watching it like sometimes when I have nothing going on, I'll just watch it
Yeah.
and it's like throwback anime style and it just looks so cool, like
Yeah,
samurai,
it did.
like what's the one, the space one?
Cowboy
Cowboy
Bebop.
Bebop.
Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I-
and it did not look like that in the manga, so I thought that was fun.
I
yeah.
just my only theory is that it has something to do with Yuji's blood.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
it
a good
happens
theory.
It happens with Toto too. Is it the same mechanism type thing? I think is also a question. But Toto also has that fake memory. You can't tell because Toto himself is such a
Oh my
weird
god,
guy.
I forgot about that too.
But like that was more like was that felt like
I'll have to
like
read
Toto's having that memory and he's like really into it and believes it, while Choso's having this memory and is like mentally crippled by it, which is just a funny.
You'll
contrast.
get more about this later.
Yeah,
but
I'm
it's
I'm
a
sure.
nice.
And it means nothing
It
to me.
comes through like it's
Yeah.
it's not a it
I
doesn't
just-
hang.
If they all become like, if he somehow becomes boys with Yuji, I guess I don't know if that's what's foreshadowing, but I'd be down with that because I've seen some like fan art of like them being boys, and so I imagine like this memory might
Yeah.
unlock some potential.
It's just funny too
relationship.
that at this point, like you see that and you can't tell if people are just like shipping them because of this episode or because like later
No
on in the
idea.
story,
I have
they
no
actually become friends. That's actually really, really, really funny.
But another
Yeah.
fantastic episode. Watch this
Freak,
one. I was
dude.
probably
Freakazoid.
standing up the whole
Dude.
time during this episode, just loving life.
I recommend, now that you've watched it, I go back and read chapters like 103 to 105, which is the bulk of the fight. The art in the bathroom fight is so unbelievably good. Like some parts of the art in Jujutsu Kaisen is like really just like blocky lines and
Yeah, he
not
like
even
his
as,
art
like, a-
style is sketchy.
yeah,
Like it's
But
like
this
sketchy,
is-
you know.
unbelievable. All of like the sinks and the toilets being broken and the waters everywhere. It's so detailed and it's just I just love the concept of them just squaring up and just beating the shit out of each other. It's so fun.
Yeah.
And the meteorite move was cool, like through his cloak and like it hits him and that was kind of fun. It maybe I'm not a huge fan that he had to pull that out like a little bastard. Like we couldn't just fucking scrap hand to hand, but that kind of is what it is.
Yeah.
Type
It
of
was-
deal. But yeah,
Chozo definitely garnered a lot of love from me in this episode.
he's a beast.
10 out of 10 fight. Loved it.
All right. That'll just move us into episode 14, which is Fluctuations. This episode opens up with Mei Mei and Wee Wee. And
Wee.
and what is it? Is it the smallpox? I guess special
Yeah, it's
great
the
curse.
smallpox something. Yeah.
We just get the explanation of what's going on with it. The biggest takeaway, I would say, just is kind of Mei Mei's power is what we learn here. It's just she's just a badass. I love.
She's
that
pretty
fucking axe.
strong. Yeah, she's resilient, handy, and a fucking bitch. I mean, she was willing to kill her brother, who would like literally lick her shit. So
I don't know if she was actually willing to die though. I don't think that was like actually a thing.
Yeah, I know, but whatever.
I,
Yeah,
that
the
felt
relationship
more
is
like
so
a
weird, but
like a cursed energy thing of like
Oh,
when he
you willing
admits
to
he's
die
willing
for
to
me?
die.
He's
then,
like, would that be
he
okay,
gets-
Nisama?
Yeah, like he gets like the ability to use this simple domain or something like that.
okay, yeah, like
Oh, okay. Oh, that okay. See, there you go, Kyle. See, that's why you're the
but
czar,
Jujutsu
bro.
Kaisen
I could
also
see
just
that
they,
being a
they
thing.
like you guys have said in the past, they just plan for these. They just give themselves such a
mean-
a bounce, a cushion with these kinds of powers because
her,
of these things.
her power itself, like the way that to get a jujutsu stronger, like or jujutsu sorcerer to like surpass their own limits is like to create that binding pack on yourself that like you'll die in
Mhm.
like the other scenario, etc. So she uses the kamikaze bird, and like the fact that the bird is willing to die breaks the limit on its cursed energy, and it just goes to
That
like
was
infinity.
That was interesting.
Yeah.
I think that was the first time we found out that animals could do that.
So she
potentially.
doesn't. Well, she makes a pact with. So it is real
Well,
crows. Then it's not a conjured crows, right?
That's such a fantastic question. I don't
It
know.
could be conjured real crows
Because
because
she
says
said I
only.
only
Yeah.
brought 2 in.
I
I only
think-
brought 2 in. So
I
that
don't
I
think
feel
she
like they're
brought
conjured.
2 in. I think they were just accidentally brought in with her.
yeah, that means. But if she could conjure them, she would have made more. Then.
Oh yes.
So then they're
You're
probably
right.
real. Is
You're
what
right.
I think.
Look at
Okay.
that deductive reasoning. All right,
See that,
Sherlock
bro?
Holmes over there.
I'm fucking astute.
Okay, you are astute. We were throwing that word around earlier when we were talking about the manga. That's good.
No, she's cool and she's obviously strong physically. Like she's got great martial arts skills. I love her weapon, the axe, and
Yeah.
Mhm.
and the more I see her like be agile and move around, and her fucking hair in her face cracks me up.
Yeah. And
This
and
is the
Geto has like a
episodes.
great reaction to her coming out. where
Not
he's
bad
like,
for a modern sorcerer.
I love that little like dragon spirit that like is just kind of circling him. It's just the look of him in like the big flowy kimono with that dragon spirit and the patch like stitches on his forehead. He just looks great. He just looks fantastic.
I think I love the way they explain the stuff in the anime. Sometimes when you're reading it, it can get a little tricky, you know. But the way they explained, I don't mean to bounce back, but Choso's osmosis, mumbo jumbo, red blood cells with the water, and then this Mei, how she explained the pact, like it's very. We've said this plenty. It's so thought out. The power and the like Jujutsu sorcery is so it's advanced, and it's like really fun to watch an anime like this that's a lighthearted at times gets so serious.
This was just the episode. These were the episodes that I've been craving with, seeing characters new characters and seeing their abilities. Mei we had known in the past, but we'd never seen her really fight, to her fullest extent. And we kind of get that here. We also get it with Zenning in the next scenes, which
we can move right into that.
Yeah, but Mei,
Yeah.
love her. Definitely love her.
Zenin is a savage. His power is cool
Yeah,
as
he is.
fuck.
You
The
are my
anime
station.
Did a much better job of explaining it, I thought. At
That's
least
what I'm saying.
visualizing it, versus the manga. Because I remember reading the manga twice and being like,
The powers
I
are
think
so
I get it,
unique.
but like the actual drawing, the different steps in the anime was like, okay, I really understand it now. So that was good.
His power. This Jujutsu Kaisen just has the most unique abilities. I've just never seen anything like this in any anime. The fact that the fight opens up and he's just talking about, the frames and how technology nowadays kind of ruins it a little bit, and it's not the classic traditional way. And it's just like, what are you talking about,
Yeah, like
man?
his
And then
monologue.
and then it just immediately gets explained because it's his power. And and I love when they throw in, I was telling Alki this too, I love when they just throw in just Gojo appreciation. They're just like, oh yeah, this guy is like the strongest jujutsu sorcerer behind Gojo. It's like,
That happened. Yeah, that happened so many times where it's like someone's power, and it's like, but Gojo.
yeah, Gojo's better. And
Yeah,
it was,
with
it was
Mei with the
Mei.
crows, like nobody can stop it aside from Gojo.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then same thing with Zenin. He's the fastest sorcerer, which is actually a detail I think that I didn't remember until they just repeated it. Besides Gojo, of course, but like, dude, this is why I think this anime is so cool. You meet some seriously strong people and villains. Like they have an all-star crew, the villains. These cursed spirits are freaking insane. This guy who's basically just born, he's like, oh, you just evolved from a cursed womb, and he just starts whipping out domains, and he's flying and controlling the water, conjuring the water, blah blah blah. And
Love
then
that water thing.
Zenin,
It's like the
Zenin is
Avatar.
like one of the top 5 strongest people we've seen, maybe.
And
He loses an arm.
Yeah, he's getting worked.
And like
here.
that's insane. It's insane. Like when you think about just the anime physics of the world or whatever, like how strong this guy was for 70 years, he's just like working it, laying pipe wherever he wants. He loses an arm. It's just really cool.
Dude, I love the shots of him just touching the octopus, him becoming a mirror and freezing for a second, and just repeatedly punching. It's so cool. It was
Octobitch.
Yeah, it was so fucking awesome. Maki was definitely out of her league here, but also proves her worth a little bit towards the end here. So I was hyped about that because I just love the women in the show. They're all just great. And so I wanted Maki to definitely get her moment, and she did, thankfully, in front of, I'm assuming it's her grandfather. I don't know if they've ever established that for us.
Well, it's her elder. I don't really
Yeah.
know if it's her actual biological grandfather.
She definitely calls him elder, right? That's what it is. Like, it's
Yeah,
embarrassing
like-
that happened in front of my elder or something like that.
Yeah, it's that's so interesting. To
Well, from
think
the same
about,
clan,
'cause,
we know they're from the
We
clan.
know her. Yeah, we know her parents. I'm just curious. I don't think that her dad is this guy's son.
Yeah. And to basically just kind of elaborate a little bit more on his power, it seems like he can see frames like a little bit in the future, I guess, or like movements a little bit in the future. And you basically have to find you have to recreate the motions of that, like those frames perfectly. And if he doesn't, he gets frozen for for 1 second.
Yeah, he can freeze.
Well, that's
as
when he
well.
touches. That's when he touches somebody,
Okay.
right, Kyle?
He could, yeah, if he touches you, I'm pretty sure, and then you don't like do the correct pattern of movements for the next 24 frames, which is a full second.
1/24th of a second, right?
Each frame, yeah, is 1/24th of a second. Then you freeze.
I think his power. I understood it more like,
I think.
his ability allows him to break a second into 24 frames, so that he could basically
That's why he was like
dodging everything, because he can I think he
That
like
makes sense,
slows
too.
down time,
slowing down time for him essentially,
bit,
where you
yeah.
can see it in 20. Okay, that makes sense. That was kind of the gist of what I was getting. Either way, it was still so cool. Again, to just back and forth,
Yeah.
him getting frozen and Nami coming down, swinging his like axe thing. It's just this was honestly one of my favorite fights probably in the whole.
You just called her
series so
Nami.
far. Nanami.
He said
Oh
Nanami.
fuck! Oh my bad.
Yeah, you're good. But yeah, I mean, you're surprised that Megumi shows up?
Oh my god, that was epic. Honestly,
Yeah.
When he does,
they're literally about to die. They're about to get their asses kicked inside the domain for sure.
I thought genuinely Zenning was going to be the one to, even though he had lost an arm and was kind of getting worked a little bit here, I thought he was going to be the one to pull through, because he was just kind of still laughing around. He's like, oh, one measly right arm means nothing, kind of giving me Netero vibes from Hunter x Hunter, just willing to lay his body out on the line for everybody. But yeah, Megumi here was amazing, because it gives him a moment that, was probably long overdue for him, since we got, it was all Geto Gojo backstory in the first few episodes. It was just like a pleasant reminder again here that, Megumi is capable and very, very strong himself.
She's
He's
not
recommended.
Domain, dude. It's just interesting.
He's a recommended.
His domain, all the domains seem just so
Oh,
broken.
Yeah.
I mean, that's almost like the point of them. Yeah.
But then like someone
It was
else comes in
interesting,
who's
the,
stronger and then just completely destroys it.
The
The simple
stuff-
domain thing is cool. How you can
Yeah.
glitch it.
Well, you'll get into it. We will get into it collectively, I guess, as we go, forward, and people get stronger. We meet new characters. The domain concept is so interesting, but there's so many little nuances to it too, of like Megumi getting in there now makes the sure hit technique not work, which is just an interesting thing. And then Megumi's trying to actually create the little hole so that they can get out, versus actually trying to overtake the domain. It's just a lot of kind of game theory chessboard stuff, which is very interesting.
Wait,
Yeah.
I thought that the reason the sure hit wasn't activated any longer was because Megumi was activating his domain, which negates it.
Yeah, that's what. Is that not?
Yeah.
Oh, I
what I
thought
said?
you said you made it sound like just his presence was negating it, which I don't think is the case. If he just walked in, he'd be susceptible to the.
I didn't mean
the
okay,
first-
Yeah, I didn't.
Right,
mean
I'm
for
just
it to come
making
off that
sure
way.
I understand it right. I just
Mhm.
making sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I just love Nanami protecting him with the 2 perfect strikes.
Oh
just
my
cuts
god,
those
that was
sharks in half.
so
That
fucking
was sick.
badass.
I also
It
like
looks
how
so
they
good.
they continued the momentum of the first one, and they just slid past him, and he gets kind of the purple blood on him. I just thought that was a good animation choice.
They're doing a good job.
Yeah, the nunchuck thing, the 3-part spear that he throws Maki to, legendary. I love that thing. I
So
was trying
that
to look up the name of it, but
that
I
ability
forgot what it
must that special the cursed object
Mhm.
probably has
Simple
an
domain.
ability that can kick back cursed energy. I actually don't know. I don't remember, so I'm just theorizing.
I feel like that's her weapon. That's her. I know she uses a lot of weapons, but I feel like I've seen her use a type of weapon similar to that in the past. So it feels like to me that
Maybe I
is
feel
her
like she
like
uses
most
that
capable.
spear thing that broke.
I know she uses the spear thing a lot, but I feel like in the past we've seen her use like 3-sided nunchucks like these, but I could be wrong.
I'm trying to like frantically look it up while Playful Cloud.
Hmm.
That's what it is. She uses it in season 1 against Hanami. Like
Mm.
sends them flying.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
okay,
Yes. Yes.
so-
Yes. That and like she
Yeah.
was hyped to get it. Like I felt like she got powered up when she had those in that fight as well. So it feels like those
So-
are hers.
Yeah, it is. So it's the only special grade curse tool that is not imbued with a curse technique. Instead, Playful Cloud's strength relies on the raw power of its user. So it's
just
best utilized by those with incredible physical abilities rather than those with high levels of cursed energy, which
So
is her.
perfect for her. Yeah. Okay. But I know she is like a weapons master. I know because she doesn't have any cursed energy that she has to rely on cursed weapons more than other people.
Yeah.
And
I mean, speaking of lack of cursed energy, the ending cliffhanger.
fucking, I'm pissed. I'm so mad.
He's
You gotta
gonna
make 2
come in
more
there.
episodes
You already
to
know
talk
he's gonna
about it.
come in there and just run amok, bull in a China shop, just absolutely.
He just comes out, his arms are just like, yay, like I'm here. Like, and
So
everyone
good.
everyone's reaction, they get all 4 of them. Even old Zenning is like, someone is coming through this fucking portal right now and he's gonna
So
fuck
funny.
shit up. Oh, it's such a great shot. I got pissed though because I saw like some account tweet out like Mappa ruins iconic manga panels when they try and animate it, and this was the exact comparison they said. They said the manga panel for him coming out or through the domain was like way better drawn than it was animated in the show. But I genuinely I thought it was so cool how I'll send you the tweet afterwards. It was a ridiculous tweet. I think people will just try and get interactions.
They made just speaking of changes, they made a change to the Mei fight too. Like they don't hide behind the gravestones like and have that little conversation. There's no like demonstration with a raven that I remember or a crow that I remember. So I thought that was a good change though. Completely off top. Well, tangentially related, but not actually what we're talking about. But I think that it's been completely fine, honestly. Like as like a manga to anime or anime to manga.
It's just the fucking manga people.
Yeah.
They're purists, and it's a shame because this turns off people to anime and stuff. It's because these old super weebs. Sorry,
It's
guys.
like thicker online.
They just like
It's
get
just-
all
yeah.
pissed, and it's like, why, man? Just
Goku's
enjoy
the
it.
strongest.
Like, I don't
No.
think the person who's watching the anime got like
That's the
anime
thing.
only watcher watched Toji like pull up in the domain and was like, wow, that's actually a shitty entrance. Like, and also, do you think the people who are making the show who use the source material see this epic panel and they're just like, oh, let's fuck it up?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I thought
don't think so.
The entrance was so epic for me. I was literally watching while working, and I had to just go unavailable for a second because I just needed to like breathe and scream because I just need next up Toji. This is going to be a lot because obviously Megumi is going to see his father, who we don't really know yet if he's going to recognize him or not. That's still going to be something that gets brought up here. I think Maki is going to take an interest in him because she, like him, has no cursed energy, and I think she's going to find a respect for him and be like, holy shit, like I want to be this guy so badly. And Zenning's going to be like, they're all fucking Zennings, aren't they anyway? So it's like,
yeah, they are.
So now I'm kind of thinking the old man's going to be like, I wonder if the old man's going to recognize him too, be like, oh, you should be dead, we cast you out because you don't have any cursed energy. So
He's 100% gonna.
I think he's gonna.
I think he's gonna.
I think he's gonna
remember
recognize
exactly
him.
what happens, but I think he's gonna recognize him.
Like this is the perfect interaction for Toji because, like I said, they're all Zennings. So,
oh yeah, and Megumi's his fucking son.
yeah. So like this is a big family reunion basically, and I just I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen.
It's fun hearing you say this shit, bro, because obviously know like the gist of what's gonna happen.
I just
Your
love.
excitement makes me excited.
I love Toji. I love Toji. Toji and Gojo.
They're
are
goats.
The best. They're literally 2 of my favorite. I'm not even afraid to say they're 2 of my favorite anime characters just across.
You think
the board.
Toji beats Mike Guy?
I need more from Toji because I just can't ever. I will never get over. You are the strongest taijutsu user I've ever come across. Like that moment for Mike Guy is legendary. It's tough. That's a good comparison though.
I think that's a good one.
Yeah. That would be a great fight too. Mike Guy just straight up versus Toji. Like that would be because they're both.
We watched Mike Guy beat all
Mike Guy doesn't have any
battles.
chakra either, so it's like
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's why it would be actually
Death
actually be
battle.
good.
Oh, submit it to death battle on
And
YouTube.
if you let Toji use his sack of goods, whatever,
Yeah.
then it might be a good one with the 8 gates.
I wonder.
feel
yeah,
like I could just talk
Gojo
about him.
versus
The
Six Pass
rematch?
Madara.
I want the rematch of
Oof.
fucking Toji versus Gojo, but I just
Where
know
do you
that's
put
not gonna
Gojo,
happen.
Kyle? Like, where do you think he fares in terms of the anime world? Like, do you think he's an S tier?
I mean, I would say easily. Yeah, it just feels
Do you
Him
think he
versus
works
Naruto.
Kakashi
It
too?
feels like
Do you think he works Kakashi both Sharingan? Do you think he beats him?
yeah. I feel like he beats almost.
I think so
everyone.
too. So, yeah, that's the
Naruto
thing.
too.
I feel like Naruto. Yeah, it's just like his power is so broken, and it feels like only people within his own universe
Would truly
could-
understand how
could
to beat
actually,
him.
yeah, like do what's necessary.
Good point.
You're right.
You
I
know,
just
type of deal. That's
But
what
that's
it
not the
feels
why.
like.
question, Kyle.
But that's why I fucking love
Well,
him.
but
and I'm
I
just-
mean, the question is if he has to
I
fight
know,
other people
yeah.
not from his universe. Yeah, I mean, I feel like
even
he's-
Goku. I feel like Goku might be the only one. No,
I guess we just haven't seen maybe like the upper limit of like ironically, the upper limit of Limitless. Like, can it actually stop like the energy that Goku can create? Like, I don't know.
yeah.
We've only really seen it like people's fists and like objects and stuff like that. So I don't know.
I just
Plus,
go
Goku
Goku
on
has
to
to-
watch.
instant transmission and stuff, which is, Gojo's really fast too. But is he that fast?
I mean, Goku
Well, I mean, the
literally
Limitless is
beat
always
someone.
active.
I mean, Goku literally beat someone who could freeze time. That's just.
true.
That's just stupid. I mean, it's not. I love
Yeah.
Goku, but it's just
Goku's
It's
that
when
guy.
you
Yeah,
say
it's
it when you break
ridiculous.
it down like
Yeah.
that. It's just it is absolutely
Yeah.
ridiculous.
All right. So I believe that's going to wrap up our coverage for 13, 14 / what is it? 37, 38. I mean, we're gonna try with this 2-episode of. I mean, maybe if we watch the next episode and we love it so much that we're like, oh my god, we gotta do a
Pounce.
single episode. But
Yeah.
the plan is definitely just gonna be 2 at a time. So we'll be back in a couple weeks with math is 15 and 16. We're also, like Dave mentioned, we're about to wrap up our coverage of Gen V, the Boys spinoff on Amazon Prime. What else? The Haunting of the House of Usher on Netflix.
Fall
The
of
final
the house. The fall of the
so
house. of
sorry,
Usher.
the Fall of the House of Usher on Netflix. The final Mike Flanagan show that'll be on Netflix. That's been popping off for us. People love that stuff. Perfect time of year, obviously, for it. So if you've been watching those shows, definitely check out our coverage of that. If you like our coverage in general,
Invincible coming out soon.
Invincible is about to come out. Beacon 23 is about to come out. So we're moving
What is that?
forward with shows. Beacon. Did you watch Silo? You did.
Yeah.
It's the same author. It's just like a series based off another book of his. I'm pretty sure it's the concept of a lighthouse, but it's in space. So like there's space lighthouses, and like they get stuck on one of them, which I presume is Beacon 23, and
Okay. Cool.
I guess shenanigans ensue. Cersei Lannister's in it. I think she's like the main character.
Oh, I know what show you're talking about
Yeah.
now.
So
Great. Watch it.
well, yeah, we've covered a lot of things. We'll be covering more things. So stick with us. That's all I got. Once again, we are Bingetown TV, and thank you for listening.
You are my station.